Hello again there folks, Lone Adventurer here. Thanks very much for stumbling your way upon my channel and joining me for another adventure. This is part 3 of my playthrough of Into the Dark Dungeon, Silver Mine. If you would like to watch from part 1, there'll be a link up in the corner of the screen right about now and in the description down below, where you'll also find a link to part 2 if you missed that one. Before we get started, can I ask you to consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell in order to get regular updates of more adventures just like this one. Now, our warrior character is doing pretty well. We have got a decent amount of cash in our stash. We are at the first level, the first title that you can acquire, which is Vagabond. That has enabled us to gain a path, the Path of the Shield, which allows us to absorb some damage when we're being attacked. We've got a great rune on our Warhammer, which gives us a +1 advantage in fighting, taking our attack bonus up to +2. We're at full health. We've got a master key. We've got a spare torch. We've got all sorts. Everything's good. Everything is right with the world. And we've got our next quest, which is the cartographer quest. So I'm going to lay down an entrance to a new dungeon location, a new entrance to the Silver Mines, and we're just going to get started. Mint tea today, in case anyone is keeping track. Thank you very much to the person who suggested using the box as a dice tray. Fantastic idea. Gives us an opportunity to show off some of the fabulous art in this game, so we can keep that on camera. I haven't really drawn specific attention to the art, but I do think that it's lovely. I mean, we looked at the art on the box in the first part, didn't we? But all of the item art, all of the enemy art, everything is just simple but pleasing. Let's have a look at a couple of goblins. There's a little rat. Goblin guard, another rat, spider. I think it's just the fact that we have got something with a nice distinctive art style and everything is done by the same person, so you've got a nice sort of consistency. I like the fact that some of the cards have a subtle light effect on them, so you can see like the wizard's flame here, or this candle on top of the stash card. But the other character cards, yeah, the other ones have one as well. So the knight and the ranger both just have a subtle yellow glow, and that's the only colour in the entire game. But I think it creates quite a pleasing effect. We need to get started. We'll put our hero, our warrior, just outside the door there. We need a cube for that first lootable item, and we're going to get into it. And I suppose coming into the first room, does that mean we've explored the first hall? Maybe I should have a quick check. Yeah, it says it's per dungeon card, and the gates... no, it says 6 halls, and it says 4 gates and 26 halls. So that implies to me that the first one does not count. So anyway, let's just go straight over to that lootable item. We have got a barrel. So we're going to roll 1d6 and add on the torch attribute, and we're aiming for 6 or higher. 5 plus 4 is 9, so that's all good. So we can take one item and increase the torch attribute if there's room, but there isn't room, so we're just going to take an item. Possibly I should have left that until such time that the torch value could be boosted up. Got another lost map. Remember, the lost map allows you to look at the next room before you go into it. I guess probably that's helpful in certain situations. Like, you don't want to go into a room with loads of enemies if you don't need to be killing enemies, because right now we don't really need to kill enemies. But we're gonna risk it anyways. We've got a new card coming up. Lovely. No, oh no, there is an enemy. There's one enemy. So our enemy is there, and we've got a tomb we can loot, and we've got a pouch we can loot. Let's find out what the enemy is. We have got a goblin warrior. Let's mark the health of the Goblin Warrior there. And we'll go straight up and have a pop at him, I think. Bad start. First round goes to the Goblin Warrior there. So that's going to take us down to 8 health. Right, so they've got 5 plus 0, and we've got 3 plus 2. So it's 5 all, so no one scores a hit. But that is a bit different. Now we've got 2 and 1, so 1 for the enemy, 1 for the Goblin Warrior, and 2 plus 2 for me, which is 4 for our warrior. So that is enough to take the Goblin Warrior down by 1. And there we go, 3. That's going to give the warrior another win. So the Goblin Warrior is out of the picture. Goblin Warrior has an item, so we're going to get that now. It's a Master Key. Fantastic. So we've got 2 Master Keys. And 6 items at the moment, which is the maximum we can carry. I should have reduced the torch value by 1 when we entered this room. So yeah, now we've got a lot of stuff. So I'm aware that if we pick up more stuff, we are going to have to drop something, which would be kind of a shame. That's the first hall, isn't it? Explore 6 halls. So that's the first one done. I'll tell you what, we'll go over to the pouch because that can only have money in it. How much? 1, just 1 gold coin. 1 coin. And maybe we'll leave the tomb for now. We're going to go over this way since I can fit a card over there. Oh, interesting room. So we've got an enemy, a couple of lootable things, and a trap. Right, what enemy have we got this time? It's a little plague rat. Pesky little plague rat. Just realised that if you get damaged by a plague rat, you get poison, which kind of makes sense. So hopefully we won't. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the rat's going to move towards us. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to meet them here. Alright, let's try and dispatch this rat quite quickly. Oh, they've got +1, the plague rat, on attack. So we've got 3. Plague rat at +1 is getting 4. So that does mean the plague rat has damaged us. So that's annoying. So we're getting poisoned and we're losing a health from the plague rat's attack. We've gone into a new hall, so I should have popped that up to 2. Oh wow, it's another hit from the plague rat. I hope I don't get taken out by a rat. That'd be very unfortunate. Oh goodness. That's another point of damage for the plague rat. This is going south very quickly. Okay, we'll have maybe 2 more goes, and then we're probably going to have to try and flee and possibly escape the dungeon a little bit earlier than anticipated, so that I can sell a couple of things and free up some space before we come back in. What have we got there? Oh dear. 2 and 3. That's bad, isn't it? That's we're getting +2, they're getting +1, so we're evening out at 4. So at least we're not taking any damage. Oh wow. Same again, no damage. Aha, finally. So 2 + 2 for me is 4, 1 + 1 for the plague rat is 2. So that's enough to take the plague rat, which only had 1 health, down to 0. So the plague rat is out of the picture. We get 1 coin from the plague rat. Must have had it tucked behind its ear, maybe. And then I think we're going to immediately lose a health as a result of that poison. Plague rat is out of the picture. What have we got over here? Chest and a pouch. Well, we can spend our torch to get our torch value back up to 4. I've forgotten about the path of the shield. I'm going to let myself off on that because every time we get damaged, we can power up our path of the shield benefit. So I should have done that because we definitely took 3 points of damage. And that actually makes me feel a little bit more confident about carrying on for slightly longer. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's the dungeon turn, and that means the other point of poison damage is going to occur, taking us down to 3 health. and then we can just carry on. We're going to go and look at this chest. Okay, so we can use our master key, or one of our master keys, because we've got two, and each master key can be used twice. So we're going to use the first use of one of our master keys to open the chest. We get to take 2 items and pick one, and then we get a coin as well. So we'll just grab that coin. And we've got a health potion and a torch. And I think I'm just going to take the health potion and immediately use it to pop our health up to 4. Then we're going to go over to here, and that is a pouch. See how many coins are in the pouch. A roll of 1 means 1 coin. Move that plague rat out of the way. And yeah, I don't feel in too bad a position. Yes, we've taken a bit of a hit, but we've got our Path of the Shield, which can protect us. Do you know what? I think I'm going to use my lost map. And that allows me to look at the next... Oh, I should have moved the torch value down, shouldn't I? So I should have moved the torch value down twice and up once. So it'll be on 3. Yeah. The lost map allows us to look at the next location without moving into it. So I guess it's almost like... It's not like peering in because it's looking at a map. It's having a map. So we can mark those things up. We've got a couple of loots and we've got an enemy. But the enemy isn't aware of us at the moment. So they are not going to move towards us. And I can carry on. I might leave that and hope that we find a room over here that doesn't have an enemy in it. And we have. Okay, we're gonna do this because I'm going to open that door. Yeah, we've got a tomb here. And we've got a door, so I will be opening the door. Pop a little lock symbol on there for a second. Right, so let's go and have a look at that tomb. So we're going to roll 1d6. The torch attribute should have gone down again to 2. The cartographer quest is going up to 3. So we're going to roll d6. We're adding on our torch attribute of 2, and if we get 8 or higher, so we've got to roll a 6 actually. And we have rolled a 6. That's a nice bit of luck, isn't it? So we get 2 items. And we can hold 2 items as well. So that's pretty good. We've got some tools that allow you to disarm traps. And we've got another lost map. Doing all right, I think. Yeah, so we're going to open... Are we going to open that door? Or is that a waste of a key? But the key does take up room. Let's go over here. Since we just picked up a bonus lost map, I might use that to have a look into whatever room we've got up here. Oh, there's 2 enemies in there, so that could get a bit tricky. So actually, I could go down here, so I might just move my coins over here, move my little spare cube over there, and we'll go down here and see what's through here. We have got an enemy, but we're going in. So this is our 4th hall that we are exploring, costing us a torch, and we're going to have an enemy, a fire or campfire, a currently locked door, quite a bit of lootage behind that locked door, and a trap. And the enemy we've got is a goblin guard. Goblin guard's got 3 health, so quite a bit. But we're going to have a go anyway, and fingers crossed it will go alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Surely we're going to have better luck than the last fight. Nope, apparently not. That is a hit for the Goblin Guard. Could be a problem. Oh, that is a... Oh, wait a minute, we can absorb some damage, can't we, with our Path of the Shield? Keep forgetting that. So we can absorb 2 points of damage. So we'll absorb 1 now. The Goblin Guard's got +0, we got +2, so that's 4 each, so a clash of swords and no one scores any damage. That, on the other hand, is going to us, because 3 + 2 for us is 5, and 3 on its own for the Goblin Guard, so we win that one, taking the Goblin Guard down to 2 points of health. And then 5 for the Goblin Guard, 4 + 2 is 6 for us, taking the Goblin Guard down to 1, going well. And then 5 for the Goblin Guard, 3 + 2 for us is 5, so no hits scored. And then 4 each, but +2 for us, so that's 6 for us, 4 for the Goblin Guard, and that's enough to defeat the Goblin Guard. and we get an item. It is a strength potion. I guess that gives you +2 for a combat. Would be kind of handy. Now we've got 6 items at this stage, so if we get through this door, well, there's a pouch there as well, and to get through the door we'll be using this master key. So we'll use the second use of that master key. Just move that goblin off to one side, and then we're going to go down here into this area. Going to check out that. Oh no, to open a chest you have to use a master key, don't you? Should we do it? So we'll use our master key, our only master key now, for the first time. That allows us to open the chest. Or you can use tools. Maybe we should just use the tools because they take up more room. Well, the master key takes up the same amount of room, but the master key has 2 uses, so I quite like to keep hold of that with its 2 uses for our next delve. Right, so we've opened the chest. Take 2 item cards and keep 1. So we've got a speed potion and a backpack. I guess we'll keep the speed potion. And then over to the pouch. How many coins in the pouch? 3 gives us 2 coins. That's all right. So we've got a little bit of money. We've got some nice items. Now, if we go onto another card, it means a boss will enter the dungeon. And I'm only on 3 health. So I think I'm going to play it cautiously and we will leave this location. Although that being said, if we go to the fire, I think we can't we gain a torch? Yes, we can. Go to a fire, you gain a life and gain a torch. Now that's interesting because we've got a little bit more life. That means we can go on to 1 more card, which means that we'd only need 1 more to complete the quest after that one. And then maybe we could try and get around the boss and leg it out of the dungeon. Possibly. Worth a try, isn't it? Might be fun. Should we give it a go? Right, so we're going to go all the way up. Oh no, because if we go into that one, we've got 2 enemies to fight. And if we go into there, we need to... Oh, could we go... Yes, we could go over this way. Oh, but there's an enemy in there. We haven't been into that card yet. And we haven't been into that card yet. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a go, shall we? We're going to go onto this card. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to find out what that boss is, that enemy rather. And it is a spider. I think spiders also give you poison. Oh, rats should have given us disease, which I guess is different. Oh, it makes you weak. Your attack attribute is 0 for 2 turns. That might have affected some stuff. Never mind. The spider does give us poison if it gets us. It's got a movement of 4. It's going to come towards us. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll come up to meet it. Okay, this is the final one, really. If this goes badly, we're going to have to get out. But we only need to score 1 good hit on the spider. Oh, have we done it? 6 plus 2 is 8. 5 plus 1 for the spider is 6. So we have done a successful hit. We only needed to do 1. So we are going to get a coin. And the spider is defeated. That's good news. Our cartographer goes up by 1. We should have put our torch down by 1. What have we got here? A pouch. Cool. So we might as well go and check out the pouch. See how much is in there. Just the 1 coin, unfortunately. Now what are we going to do? Because I'm aware that a boss comes in, we could try and loop around it and get out, but some of the bosses I think are quite quick. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go down into 1 more location over here. Oh, and it means you can't run. If it's dark, you can't run either. But I do have a speed potion and a strength potion. We're going to give it a go, even if our warrior dies, I think, just to see what happens. Okay, so we're going into the final card. That's going to raise our quest up to 6. So we have completed the quest. If we get out alive, then we have done well. Torch value is going to go down to 0. We've got an enemy in here. That enemy is a spider, a venomous spider. We've also got a couple of looty things in there. I'm not going to mark them on because we are probably running away now. We're going to have a boss. Our boss is the Goblin Chief. Luckily one of the slower ones, but it hits at +3, which is somewhat crazy with 4 health. So we'll mark the Goblin Chief with that token. Goblin Chief comes in, and then I guess the Goblin Chief immediately moves towards us. I think that's what happens. So I think this is probably the quicker route, this way here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, but there's a trap there. Hadn't thought about the trap. Okay, oh, and this enemy, the spider, moves towards us as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that means the spider does engage us in combat. Maybe I haven't thought this through. So we've got to kill that spider before we can start running away, I think. That's good. 4 plus 2 for us is 6. 4 plus 0 for the spider is 4. So we defeat the spider, which only has 1 point of health. We get a coin. So spider is out of the picture. Now we can move, and I think I'm gonna have to try and flee from this boss, I think. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm gonna head straight towards it, I reckon. Oh, we've got 5. Why have we got 5? I don't think we do. No, we don't. We just have 4. Our movement is 4. Boss moves towards us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, maybe if I try and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, wherever I go in this room, it's going to be able to get to me, basically. So I'm going to have to flee. If I go 1, 2, 3, boss goes 1, 2, then we're in a combat situation. And I think I'm just going to flee, or try to flee. But I guess if we flee, it will carry on chasing us. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure whether I'm getting this right. But it seems to me that I roll the 2 dice, and we don't add on our attack values. And I've got to get more than the Goblin Chief in order to flee. Oh, have I? Was that a 3 and a 6? So we have fleed. I mean, but the Goblin Chief is going to chase me, right? But I've got a speed potion, which gives me +3. So I can go 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Goblin Chief is then going to come after me, right? At 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Being next to me, does that mean that it attacks me again? I think I'm going to have to try and flee again. And if I don't, I would get a point of damage. I'm not 100% sure I'm getting this right. So that means we've taken a point of damage down to 3. Try and flee again. Ooh, 2 each. What does that mean in fleeing? That means we take a point of damage. This might be the end of our warrior here. Oh, we have succeeded, so we can flee, but our flee is 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, we don't have a speed potion anymore, so I think he's going to keep on chasing us. I mean, I'm assuming I can keep fleeing until I leave the dungeon, but he's going to attack us again. Oh, we've done a point of damage. Probably I should have not brought this boss into the mix. I was just curious to see how tough they are. It turns out quite tough. Here we go. Final roll. If I lose this, our warrior dies. And oh, I forgot about our Path of the Shield. Had I used that more effectively, we probably would be in a lot better position right now. But at least I can use the Path of the Shield to absorb that point of damage. Oh, and he hits me again, and the warrior dies. Moral of the story is, don't mess with the Goblin Chief. I think the bosses are best avoided, although once a boss comes in, you can't really avoid them. Assuming I was doing that right, because I think every time you've taken a turn, then it's the dungeon's turn, and the enemies move towards you. So we almost got out. I'm assuming I could have left, even though the Goblin Chief was right there. I think. We'll see. If anyone thinks I didn't handle the end of that correctly in terms of following the rules, let me know. I guess tactically I didn't really do it sensibly. But there you go. Such is life. It's a fun little game. I hope you enjoyed watching that, folks. I'm going to leave it there for the time being for Into the Dark Dungeon, Silver Mine from Paramyth Games. A fun little game, really nicely presented, lovely little box, very pleasing art. I hope you enjoyed this one being brought to the Lone Adventurer channel. Let me know below if you have any comments about this game. Otherwise, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.